What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and if you thought competitive 6v6 elimination mode was a surprise that came out of nowhere, then I've got news for you. The PvE enemies from Retribution and Uprising are technically playable in-game. Now, this is a bit of a recent discovery, I suppose, as footage from a Korean Twitch streamer shows off someone seemingly playing the various different enemies in competitive mode. As you can clearly see from the footage, they're playing as the Heavy Assault, the Assassin, even the Eradicator and Detonator from Uprising. I honestly didn't think this is something that would ever happen in a million years. I never even considered it to be possible, and speaking of which, I don't even know how it is possible. Somehow in the code, it must be possible for these random enemies that I and many others assume to just be AI bots. Apparently you can actually play them in some fashion. Now this is of course hacking, and even if you do somehow figure out how to do it yourselves, I do not recommend doing it because you will get banned by Blizzard, I guarantee it. But this has to be one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen in this entire game. While we unfortunately don't get to see the gameplay of these enemies from their own perspective, since it was a different person from the person who recorded this Twitch stream, we can see that they do seem to function as if they were their own heroes. The Eradicator has its shield and special cannon, and the Heavy Assault from Retribution can even perform a charge and has the dual miniguns. Now, as I said, this was a fairly recent discovery, and it's kind of just now blowing up on Reddit and everywhere, so there is a pretty good chance that sometime, probably sooner than later, Blizzard is going to be putting out a patch to get rid of this ability to do this. Although I do think it's safe to say that it's probably pretty hard to do in the first place. It would of course require you to hack the game, which is illegal and you'll get banned for doing it. But on top of that, I can't even imagine what you actually have to do to pull this off. I'm no hacker man myself, but it probably isn't very easy. I will say that I'm a little disappointed that we don't get to actually see more of this footage. Like when he's playing as the Detonator, I would love to see whether or not he can actually cause himself to explode, as well as the Assassin, whether or not you can pin down enemies like she does in the PvE mode. Also, there's the question of how much health these things actually have. From the health bars you can kind of see in-game, it looks like they have the same amount that they have in the PvE modes, which can be pretty ridiculous, especially when you're looking at the more tanky units. Also, they're apparently fully capable of being nano-boosted, so essentially these are just heroes. Now, my guess as for how this is actually working is when Blizzard first designed these enemies, they made them as essentially playable heroes. That way the devs could probably test them firsthand to get a feel for how their abilities work and I guess just how they function in general. After piecing them together like this, then they were probably given some sort of AI script so that they can function as bots in the PvE mode. But it would seem that whatever initial testing abilities they put in for them are still actually in the code and can be accessed and even selected in a competitive match. And they all even still have normal key bindings bound to them. Unfortunately, we don't really know too much beyond this about what's actually happening. So far, there's only been this one instance of footage of this happening, so I don't know how easy it is to replicate, and again, I'm sure Blizzard is going to find out about this pretty quickly and patch it very soon afterwards. So yeah, let me know what you think about this ridiculous, crazy thing down in the comments below. I'm sure there'll be a lot of memes about, oh, new hero, and stuff like that, but all things considered, this is very, very strange. Anyways, that'll do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.